more than once today, but I got some back here. So let's see what we have in store for us. The guidance I got was to read a little bit of A Course in Miracles and to very much open this up to just being with whoever checks in and seeing if any questions come up for anybody, bringing in the topic of your view of your perspective on, not in terms of opinion, but like, does anything come up for you when you look at the world? Does anything come up for you? So looking at that too. And that's what I got. So we'll see if this goes anywhere. Hello. I was just saying that I got the guidance to read a little bit of A Course in Miracles, to maybe do some mini meditations, and to open up the idea of when you look at the world, do any concerns come up for you? And I feel like something within me wants to address or answer that for you. But at the same time, I'm supposed to remain, thank you for the hearts, hello. Oh, hi, Big Al. Hello again. Thanks for coming. Um, at the same time, I'm supposed to remain very aware that the answer is in you, like all knowledge, or the bridge to all knowledge is within each one of us. So at the same time, I feel guided toward offering answers about what you might see in the world. Oh, hey, it's Yogi too. Hello, good to see you. um, I what gets highlighted very much is everyone has the bridge to the knowledge, and of course it wouldn't just be me. So with that, why don't we just take a moment, to about a minute, to just be here and rest in the love and the light we are together. So I'm just going to take a minute to do that. And just let your breathing do what your breathing does. You might notice the space between the in-breath and the out-breath, between the out-breath and the in-breath, but you don't have to try to do anything special. So when we do that, it's just taking a moment to touch base with what all of us are together, and taking a moment to tune into the guidance that's available to guide all of us harmonically, along with anyone who comes to mind, because there's only one of us, right? So as we come into that awareness with willingness, there we go. Yeah, hi Tally, good to see you. And yeah, we're just tuning in to what we are together. So the other guidance, and please feel free to take this in any direction you want to take it in the chat. But the other guidance was read a little bit from A Course in Miracles. So let's see where I am. I'm in chapter 5, section 7, called The Decision for God. So I'll just read a little bit of that. Do you really believe you can make a voice that can drown out God's? Well, yes, I do. If I feel bad or tense or stressed at any time about anything, That's the signal that I believe I can make a voice that can drown out gods. Or if you don't want to say gods, then I believe I can make a voice that can drown out reality. But it's okay. There's no problem with that, because through A Course in Miracles or many, many paths, you learn how to reorient away from the voice. I'm going to use I language, away from the voice I made, toward the voice that is the true voice, all of us. And when I had an experience at one time, what I was told by, I'll call them my guides, was our voice will become your voice. And now I completely understand that. All of us share one true voice. And when we go in to meditate, we're orienting toward that one true voice. And I want to stop and thank Eric for being that just a yogi, for being that for me. Of course, everybody is. But I was thinking specifically of going live tonight, and also my friend Tally, who has encouraged me to go live, because that's the one true voice that opened something up to me where I could be guided. And now Spirit's saying, use this modality of going live. And it feels very open and specific at the same time, and very helpful. So just the experimentation with doing that, I feel grateful for how everybody guides me. And Oshizi Moeezy says, I love Dixon cider apple beer. It's so delicious. Their Honeycrisp apple flavor is my favorite. Well, that sounds delightful. Enjoy. um, let's see. Just taking a minute to drop into it. Thank you. If I remember, I will take a look at your channel too. If you comment on one of my videos, I'm more likely to see that and remember. So that's a good reminder for me. If I see a little comment notification go up, I'll be like, oh yeah, I should go look over there. Okay. Do you really believe you can devise a thought system that can separate you from him? Well, yes, I do. From the one him there is, from the one reality there is. Whenever I feel stressed or tense, that's a signal to me that I believe that I can, how does it say, devise a thought system that can separate me from God, from what is real, from love, from light. But again, the course or whatever spiritual modality you're using in some way is teaching you how to reorient toward what is actual and orient away from what we would think of as our separate voice, the critical voice, the opinionated voice, the voice that tries to figure out, control, and plan everything. So that's what's here for us. What else do we have? Do you really believe that you can plan for your safety and joy better than he can? Maybe less, because as I practice reorienting toward what is real, then the guidance that comes to me from what is real can derail me from following the plans of my separate self. Like tonight, when it felt very clear, you're supposed to do another live, but I have done a live, but I did it. You told me to do it, and I did it. Nope, you're supposed to do it again. But that's too many times. But you can tell the difference between the voice of your separate self that has opinions, it wants to protect you, it wants to shove others away, it wants to compare you, it wants to compare two things out there, it wants to make decisions about things out there, and the very simple, quiet, peaceful, loving voice that's just like, here's the idea, here it is for you to follow. You won't be forced to follow it, but it's going to light up like a spark in your mind, and as you practice reorienting toward the guidance that's available here for all of us, it's going to become more and more obvious that that is what you want to follow. So this is the stuff that comes up for me, but you share what comes up for you. and then let that guide us together. I'll still be toddling along here with my Course in Miracles, which is probably more of a crutch for me at this moment, um, just to give me something to say. But you bring up what's sparking for you, and we'll go that direction. Okay. You need be neither careful nor careless. If you think about that for a moment, you don't have to be careful and you don't have to be careless. There's something that you are, and that's all you have to be, and it isn't careful and it isn't careless. There's a lot of deprogramming, there's a lot of reorienting that can happen around that idea, and that's what time is and space is for. It's to understand where we're attached to the attempt to be careful and careless, and to understand the guidance that is here for us, that is our true safety, that's here for everyone. You need merely cast your cares upon him, because he careth for you. And in my experience, this is what becomes obvious as I practice reorienting. Whenever I feel stress, whenever I feel tense, I'm believing or oriented toward a thought from ego, and that's making my experience literally everything I see and experience. But sane thoughts are here for me, and they're here for you and everyone just as much as they're here for me. And those thoughts, the thoughts that I think with what we can call the Holy Spirit, are the thoughts that can make our world. So we can seem to exist in a world that is made by our thoughts of conflict, or we can seem to exist in a world that is made by the thoughts we're given that are harmonic, that leave us neither careful nor careless, yet guided in every moment and harmonic. And if we're going to be in harmony with everyone, there's no room for blame anywhere. No room for blame. So when we find ourselves in blame, either blaming ourselves especially, we're not here to improve this world that we made with crazy thoughts. And so blaming ourselves and others in an attempt to improve the world that we made with crazy thoughts is futile. It's a dead end. Good. When you notice you're in a dead end, you can turn around. So what else is here for us? The world we make with the thoughts that are given to us by what we are together, by our harmonic thoughts. Those thoughts also make a world that can be experienced. And that's a transition world. It's a transition through and out of the nightmare we made for ourselves. So we always have those two choices, and I'm grateful for that. Okay, let's see what else we have. You are his care because he loves you. You could say God loves you. You could say what is real is loving and loves everyone, including you. You could say the only thing that truly exists is love, and you and all are love and always have been loved and loving as beings. But we have this idea, the only idea we can have is about the past. It's already over. We have this idea that everyone's a person, and that persons have either done especially right or especially wrong. And they just kind of go back and forth between doing especially right or especially wrong. But here you are as a being eternally, and you can't ever not be a being. You can give yourself the experience of being a person with thought. And for the entirety of your experience of seeming to be a person, you can have the thought experience that comes from insanity, believing that you're something unreal, something that can die, something that's temporary. Or you can have the experience, even though it seems you're a person, of remembering that you're united with everyone, that everyone in their being is blameless, that you, along with everyone, are eternal. So if we look out there at the world, it seems like there's a whole lot of blame going on. But the important thing for me to recognize is I caused the experience of that. I didn't cause it in reality because none of it's real. But I caused the experience of it. So it's not like I have to go out in the world and stop people from blaming. I need to look at the beings and see and rest in their beingness and have faith and trust in their beingness. And then everything comes from there. I can allow everything to come from there. Okay, so Tally says, you are more than enough, but fearless soul as well as innocent. We are all innocent. Oh, Our Lady Peace has been servicing for me. It's a song, right? By Fearless Soul. Yeah, it's ringing a bell. if I'm remembering it correctly, it's a really, really pretty song. I think that's a good reason to go within again and rest in that peace that we all are together. So I'm just going to breathe and rest and be here with you. If you don't feel like doing that and you have anything you want to bring up in the chat, use that minute to do that. Oh, two different songs, two different groups. Well, it's a good combo. And I'm not sure how to say this. Beater? Tell me how to say that if you want me to say it right. I'll just call you B. What would you say should we strive for in life? I would say one thing, and then some things following from that. Not really that I should give you a should, but we'll just be playful with it. So, even though only fools give advice, I'll be a fool. Noticing how you feel. Because that's the start of everything. That's the start of return to yourself. And that's the start of return to seeing everyone else as they truly are and always have been and always will be, despite any shenanigans going on with persons and world events. Holding their beingness in mind. If I'll use I language, and you can take what resonates and leave the rest for me. If I notice how I feel, I can also remember the nature of feeling. If I feel not good, it's because I believed a thought, and that thought came from ego. It's not because something tragic happened. It's not because someone else is hurting. It certainly seems that way, right? And noticing how I feel is the start of all of this. So the one thing I strive for is stopping when I don't feel good and reorienting back toward what I am. So let's say I hear about something tragic happening to a child, and I notice I feel concerned. Does that mean I should be an unconcerned monster? No, I should remember that my being is always fully loving, and that child's being is always fully loving. And the only way to help truly, to rest in the place that's going to inspire me into the speech and action that will be helpful, is to remember the truth about both of us, no matter what seems to be going on. So let's say I believe about this child, this terrible thing happened. So I take that thought and I set it down on the sidewalk, because that's the thought that made me feel that way. And what use can I be to anyone when I'm busy feeling concerned, when I'm contracted, when I'm not open, when I'm not being guided? So then I rest and I remember, and I always use a lesson from A Course in Miracles to reorient. And today is I am sustained by the love of God. So then resting in that place, then I can move on from here. If there's something specific I'm supposed to do regarding that child, it's going to be made clear to me. And I need to be patient with myself and everyone else, because I exist in a world where we've taught ourselves not to hear the guidance that shows us how to be truly helpful. And yes, it is easy to get lost in it all. That's why I make that one thing the thing I pay attention to. How do I feel? And then I have to reorient towards something sane. And then, no, just have faith that I'm going to be inspired from there. And this is years and years and years of doing this. But as I do this, it becomes apparent to me that everyone's beautiful. There's divine order within everyone. Every being is loving. Yes, persons seem to be up to many things that persons seem to be up to. But even so, we're here, we're loved, we're loving, and we can be guided. So that would be the thing I'd say. Start with how you feel and go on from there. And then you don't have to be disturbed when it seems somebody else is feeling bad, because usually you match that energy with a bad feeling. So if you're taking care of how you feel, you're doing the best you can for that other person, and you may be inspired to speech and action to be helpful, but it's okay if you're not. Am I a Christian? I don't know. My parents took me to a church. I went to churches during my youth. I was baptized. I do attend a church now, a unity church, because a friend asked me to. I don't feel attached to it. I love Jesus. I experience his presence. I'm very grateful for his guidance. I'm so grateful that he hooked us up to the Holy Spirit and he gave us the means to get out of this place, to detach from what is causing the repeated experience of hurt for us all. And he's here right now guiding all of us through and out of that. Now, if you have a guide from another culture, another tradition, that's perfectly fine. But Jesus is here for me, and I know he's available to anyone who wants his guidance. And I know there are other guides too who are available to you in whatever form you need them. So I'm just grateful for all of that. So am I Christian? I don't know, because that word seems to have been used so many ways. But am I grateful? Yes. I'm grateful for the Christ, for the oneness. And what did Tally say? Oh, Tally had to go. Okay. Well, bye, Tally. If you watch this later, thanks for showing up. Thank you. Beater? I'm not sure how to say it. It says, that's a beautiful view. Thank you. You're beautiful too. Okay. So I'm just going to take another minute for a mini meditation. And you can follow along with me, just breathing and resting, or do whatever you want to do. It's as simple as that, just breathing. finding our guidance is just as simple as breathing and focusing and knowing you're loved and knowing there's something here for you and everyone. And what stepped forward during that time for me was there is a need, and the need, Spirit arranges us so our needs get meshed up. And we can't even tell, like, am I the one with the need or am I the one fulfilling the need? Am I the one with the need or am I the one fulfilling the need? And the answer is always yes. So whatever situation Spirit has placed me in or you in, we're being shown, there is a need. We have a need for each other while we're still in time and space. We still perceive time and space. We have a need for each other. But how is that supposed to be carried out? What's our objective? And it's always here in these moments when we rest and we go in. And in that moment, Spirit just said, I'm just going to match you up with everyone on the basis of need. And that's both you're fulfilling a need and you have the need. And it's not like you have to try to get or extract from what you call people to get your needs met. It's that their very presence is a beautiful gift to you, and that fulfills your need. And if that can be primary, then everything else that we perceive to be a need in our time and space experience can be taken care of. And I think we're all in situations in life where we're being given the opportunity to trust in this without knowing the specifics. But then the specifics come in moment by moment, and they show us, do this, do that, sit down, stand up, turn left, turn right. And this guidance really is here, and it's really that specific. I think I'm just, again, feel free to bring up anything in the chat. And if you find yourself to be the only one here, don't worry about it, because somebody later might listen to this and benefit. No one has to be here. Yeah, I'm going to read just the end of that paragraph and maybe a little bit of the next one, and then maybe wrap it up. So you cannot choose to escape his care, because that is not his will. You're always under God's care, whether you like it or not. And if you don't like the God language, reality, very kind, benevolent reality, is always here for you and everyone. Whether you like it or not, that's just the way it is. So you could come to see the way it is and accept it. But you can choose to accept his care and use the infinite power of his care for all those he created by it. So one of the beautiful things is that we're connected to everyone and everything. And the more we can be guided toward thinking beautifully and calmly and with sanity, softly, gently about everyone and everything, and that comes with practice. Not you bullying yourself. It's more like turning away from the thoughts that are disturbing and opening up space for Spirit to give you beautiful, loving thoughts. And Spirit does. So in my experience, you don't have to try to think nice things about people or situations. That didn't get me anywhere. But setting down the thoughts that are troubling and opening up space for something to come in with repetition and practice, repetition and practice, repetition and practice. Over what seems to be time, so many beautiful thoughts flood in about you, about everyone, that it becomes impossible to forget it. And even in a stressful situation, it's harder and harder to lose touch with your memory of the beauty of everyone entirely. It's really hard to do it. So that practice makes it hard for me to forget the reality of you. And whatever your person seems to be up to is whatever your person seems to be up to. I don't need to get anything from you. It's okay. Your person's up to what it's up to. And thank goodness I don't need to control you. I just need to appreciate you. And that also becomes very simple. I said before, it's as simple as breathing, focusing, reorienting when you don't feel good. And it's as simple as just knowing that everything will be made obvious. Everyone is beautiful, everyone is innocent. And if that's all you want to see, that's all you will see. The concept of timelines can be helpful. That concept might get used for you, it might not. But if you're looking at a person over there and they seem like a pretty bad guy, you're wondering how could I see their innocence? Well, first of all, you learn to look through the person toward the being, toward the child of God, toward the one that God will never stop loving. And you learn to focus there. It's like, I've been calling it the Care Bear stare lately. You learn to do that, and you make that more important than anything else. Then you also become very flexible with the world you see right now doesn't have to be the world you see tomorrow. you develop a willingness within yourself to let the world become very, very flexible. And then it gets a chance to show you a reflection of the truth of you. I went into a convenience store today and the song playing was like, "We are one, we're the same, we're the same, we're," and I was laughing like, this seems like a joke. It seems like this song has never existed before. I've never heard it. I heard him just saying, "We are the same, we are the same." And I thought, it seems like Spirit invented this song just now, just for me, just for this moment, and it was so funny. And the world can be that wiggly in a good way. But when we put our egos, our separate identities, in charge of trying to make the world safe, we make it very rigid and inflexible, and we try to keep it just the same. But when we give the world up to the essence of what we truly are together, and we trust in that, hello, Kurdistan, welcome. If there's anything you want to bring up, please feel free. You're very welcome. I can't remember what I was saying. When we learn to give the world up to the essence of what we are together, then the world is allowed to become very flexible. And then you get to meet all the assumptions you have every day about things being the same, appearing the same. I notice wherever I have a bad guy, like an institution, like if I'm making a bad guy out of medicine or education, then that bad guy is obligated to look just the same as it looked yesterday because it's playing a part for me. And when I release it from the bondage of being the bad guy, whether it's a person or an institution, then suddenly the world is very flexible. So this is a practice. And Kurdistan says, "What is your favorite song?" I don't have one. But I enjoy many songs as they come up. But right now my mind's a blank. If you would like to share your favorite songs or songs, I'd be happy to hear about it. Thank you for subscribing and liking. I appreciate it. Just thinking about songs. They pop up at just the right time. And they can often say exactly the right thing. But we don't have to struggle to analyze or interpret anything. I used to be an English teacher in the past, long ago, and I realize now I don't have to struggle to make meaning of anything. The meaning can be put right in my face in the forms I see and experience in the world. My favorite is Lovely. I bet I know that song. I just can't think of what it is right now. Maybe I'll remember to look it up. But yeah, music can be such a communicator. MTM says, "I'm an old fan and I love this content from Morocco." Well, thank you. We're an international group, aren't we? It's nice to have you here. Nice to be in this format. It feels very open, like I don't know what's going to happen next, in a very good way. Okay, let's see if there's anything else to say here from good old Course in Miracles. There have been many healers who did not heal themselves. Now, whenever A Course in Miracles talks about what I would think of as someone else, thank you, that's very pretty. I have to be careful. I have to be so careful because I don't want to pick up the habit of looking at someone else in my world and pointing at them and saying, "There's a healer who did not heal themselves." Because remember, I see what I believe, and I believe it because I want to see it. So while it's important for me to understand that I could become a healer who heals myself, or I could become a healer who doesn't heal myself, I should not attempt to analyze anyone else. That's like a big big no-no for me. I'm here to appreciate you. I'm here to see who you are, and that's it. It says something, a symbol, but I can't see what it is, from another bill. I'm not sure what that is. So if you want to explain it to me, let me know. So it's a big no-no for me to point the finger, but just going with it. There have been many healers who did not heal themselves. They have not moved mountains by their faith because their faith was not whole. What I can share from my experience, and maybe you have an experience you want to share, is that the faith goes deeper and deeper and deeper, and you can get shown and you can see as you go along what that faith can do, and it's just amazing. It might not be something in your personal experience that you can tell a story about, but it's like you've been shown this is the trajectory all of you are on. This is what your faith can do. And I like to think of it as our faith, my faith with yours, because we're taking this journey together. Yes, I seem to be having my own experience, and that's important and that's helpful, but my job here is to have gratitude for you, never to analyze you, never to interpret you. The person who made the song is Billie Eilish. Oh, maybe I probably do know it. I'll try to remember to look it up and give it a listen. Thank you. Some of them have healed the sick at times, but they have not raised the dead. That sounds like, oh, we're supposed to raise the dead? But I can see that. We're supposed to give up our idea that what we are is temporary. And beyond that, I'm not given any specifics, but I am certainly invited daily to give up the idea that what we are together is temporary. So when it comes to the lived experience of raising the dead, who knows? But let's walk down this road together and let's find out. Unless the healer heals himself, he cannot believe that there is no order of difficulty in miracles. So that's kind of like step one, and that's very humbling. Because if you've healed yourself, you're not fearful. I'm still fearful. If you've healed yourself, you're not still playing with the body as a toy of pretending that you can be damaged, pretending that you can be sick. You're not still doing that. You let spirit take it over entirely. I haven't done that yet. I'm just walking on this road here with you and appreciating the journey. And from there we can understand this is what we are to do, and we will be guided together in the doing of it. He has not learned that every mind God created is equally worthy of being healed because God created it whole. Isn't that beautiful? If you think of everyone in the world and how your ego might lead you astray about any one of them, but then you remember every mind God created is equally worthy of being healed. I feel like I could just sit in that one spot and not leave it for a long time. Every mind God created is equally worthy of being healed because God created it whole. Ideas like these are what is most profoundly healing for me these days. Even though I do still experience fear, even though I don't have a body experience that is entirely free from pain, that's okay. Because look at this beautiful idea. Every mind God created is equally worthy of being healed because God created it whole. What's true of me is what's true of you. What's true of you is what's true of me. You are merely asked to return to God, the mind, as He created it. We can give up our mind. The mind as God created it is the being we are. It's not the conflicted person experience. It's the beautiful child of God, innocent, whole, forever. And we give this back to God. We know it is God's. We know we're part of God. And then we wait for and follow instructions. So it's like becoming a child again. You get to become a child again and see everybody else as able to become a child again, cared for, directed, provided for. He asks you only for what he gave, knowing that this giving will heal you. So he gave to us our loving nature. He gave to us what we are, meaning reality provided for this, God, whatever language you need to use. I'm comfortable now saying God and he, but I'm kind of conscious of a time when I wasn't, so I always try to provide an alternative too. It's just looking toward what is real, remembering what is real, because we tried so hard to forget it. And to me, that speaks most directly of what God is, what's real. Sanity is wholeness, and the sanity of your brothers is yours. So I love to think about this. We have one sanity, and it's a sanity that all of us share. And so it's like a frequency that's always available to all of us, and any of us can tune into it. And as we learn how to tune into the sanity frequency and stay there, it makes it really easy for those we call other to tune into the sanity frequency, appreciate it, and stay there. And when I look at you or anyone else with a full confidence, faith, and trust that of course you can tune into the sanity frequency and rest there because it's abundant, it's available, and it's opened up, then I share that, right? It's as simple as that. It's not about fixing people or striving to change things in the world, although you may be inspired to action and speech. You don't know what that's going to be yet, and that's okay. It's about focusing toward the sanity that we share. So it's not possible for me to be sane and you to be insane. Even though we give ourselves that experience in the world, we put people in mental hospitals and we say they're insane and I'm outside it and I'm sane. I can't be insane with you being sane. That's not an actual possibility of our being. Our beingness is our sanity, and our beingness is shared forever. So rather than throwing out opinions about who's crazy, who's not crazy, I can rejoice that we all have access to our true and real sanity, and it's shared forever, no matter what the world looks like. The world is like an echo of the past that's washing up at my shore. And what it looks like shows me all the decisions I made about what I thought it was and who I thought was in it. And that's okay. The world is like a picture that a child drew, and it's okay if the child drew a crazy picture, because each time the wave washes in, it shows you this is the world, this is the world, this is the world. If you get very flexible with it and you put God in charge of the world that washes up at your shore and tells you what it is and tells you what you are, and tells you who everyone else is, then that world gets a chance to conform, to align with the truth of all of us, the shared truth of all of us. And it's not about picking out wrongdoers and punishing them. It's about tuning into everyone's beingness and allowing that to take over. I think that's everything I want to explore tonight. Feel free to bring anything up if you want to bring anything up. I'm going to take a moment to close out just by, breathing, resting, meditating. I'm going to focus on our shared sanity. And if you want to bring anything up in the chat while I do that, you are welcome to. Okay, so I think we're good. Wishing you well tonight. Thank you for being here with me.